For some time now, a lot of us have been working from home. And for a lot of you, well, it hasn't been a huge change. Well, for a lot of us, it's been a massive adjustment. So today we're going to discuss a few ways that will help you make the best out of telecommuting. Hello again, my name is Ed Humphrey and welcome to a brand new episode of About Townshippers. Now in this web series, we really put the spotlight on the community services, events, and activities that make a big difference in the lives of English speakers living throughout the eastern townships of Quebec. Now whether you've been a townshipper all your life or whether you've just arrived in what we like to consider as one of the most beautiful areas of Quebec, well, this series really has something for everyone. I'm really excited about today's episode because we're starting a brand new segment with Jessica Girard. And Jessica is a guidance counselor at Joblinks Employment Centre situated right here in Sherbrooke. And during each segment, she'll be giving us ideas and suggestions that can help you in your job search, in your present job situation, and well, in your life in general. And today we're going to talk about how to make the best out of working from home. Here we go. Well, good afternoon, Jessica. It's great to see you again.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, Jessica, we're talking more and more about this second wave of COVID-19. So if it is the case, if it is a reality, well, what's going to become more and more of a reality is working from home and telecommuting. So do you have any suggestions as to how we can go about maybe easing the challenging part of telecommuting?
Of course. So when we're looking at telecommuting, it's really important to take into account the different spheres of our lives. So if we take, for example, the work sphere, well, one of the things that we can do is just ensure that we have that communication with our colleagues and superiors like we might have at work. So calling them or doing a Zoom video conference with them. We can also set up a routine and stick to it. For example, getting up, getting dressed, eating breakfast, and then getting ready to start our tasks for the day.
Does that mean that we can't keep our pajamas on, or?
Well, I recommend getting dressed.
With a tie, a suit, and then the pajamas.
All depending on the person, but I would say getting dressed is not a bad thing because it does put us in a work mode too. So okay. I do recommend it, but.
Okay, and what about the family aspect of telecommuting?
Well, if we look at our families, sometimes it can be difficult to manage our personal life with our professional life, especially if it's in the same environment. So one of the things that we can do is create a reward system with our children. So say, for example, we have to be on a video conference call for the next hour or so. Well, one of the things that we can do is set up a reward system with our children in the sense where we can say, well, if you read quietly for the next hour, or if you play quietly on your game for the next hour, then I'll put a show on after, or I'll put a movie on after. So that's one of the things you can do. You could also try to allocate a household task either to your significant spouse or to your older children as well. So that could be like, for example, I'm finishing an hour, but could you in the next hour start preparing supper, cutting vegetables and that sort of thing?
So we're spending tons of time at home and our social lives have taken quite a beating as well. So not only are we working at home, but we're communicating with friends and family everything's being done from home. So how do we integrate or make that a bit easier?
Well, one of the things that we can do is set up video chats with friends. It could be, for example, having supper with friends just through video chat, preparing supper with them and then eating with them.
Well, we actually did that with some friends in the beginning of the pandemic. We actually had a couple times we did these kind of virtual cocktail hours, and
okay.
So, it turned out really well, and we only did it for about a month or so. But no, I can see the benefits of that. Not just the cocktails, but also the social aspect to it.
Yeah, no, it's a great way to keep up with friends, but also have that social aspect that is missing when you're doing telecommuting.
Okay.
Oh,
And what about, I'm curious, I mean, there's a lot of aspects that come into play, health as well, our well-being, or the health parts of it, the spiritual parts of it, does that play into it as well?
of course. So as you said, right, there's health, there's also spiritual. So it's not necessarily something we often think about, but the spiritual sphere, if you want, in our lives is quite important too. And one of the ways that we can take care of that sphere is getting lost in music. So, putting on our favorite playlist, putting on those earphones, those headphones, and just listening to music and being your own headspace for that next 10, 15 minutes. But we could also take a stroll in nature. So just taking a quick walk at the Mont Bellevue, for example. So that quick walk can help compensate for maybe that time that we won't necessarily have outside, working outside, like some people have done, working, on their balconies or their patios.
And I've been taking these little breaks, and I spend a lot of time in front of the computer, like a lot of people, but every 20 minutes or so, I'll take my eyes off the computer. I'll go outside for a bit. Is it like the 20-20-20 rule or something?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. Every 20 minutes for 20 seconds, you look 20 feet away. I believe that's the rule, but I might be wrong.
Okay, but I've done it a couple of times, and I look 20 feet away, and I just end up like leaving the house and not wanting to come back for a while. So I need a bit of practice for that.
Yeah, just a little bit. But so apart from the spiritual, there's also the health sphere. And there's a lot of things that we can do to take care of that sphere. But one of the things is making sure our workspace is ergonomic. So for example, setting up an external keyboard and mouse when we're using a laptop, even adjusting our seat using pillows, something as simple as that. It could also be taking a personal day if we need it. If we feel tired, if we feel stressed, well, requesting to take a personal day just to center ourselves and take care of ourselves. It's really important, even more during telecommuting and in this pandemic. And finally, creating an exercise routine. It could be simple as waking up earlier and just taking a 30-minute walk, or putting on a workout video on YouTube on our televisions.
Well, I get a lot of exercise going from my workspace to the fridge. Does that count?
Well, I think about it a little more. And that's the thing though, right? When you're at work, you have that opportunity to walk around a little bit, talk to colleagues, and go, well, from your car to the workspace and back. But at home, you're basically doing what you said, right? You're going to your fridge back, to the bathroom back. It's not a lot of exercise.
If I had a garage, I'd maybe put my office in the garage and at least give me a bit of walking time. But
Exactly.
okay, there's a lot of stuff that we have to take into consideration. I think that's why it's easy to kind of underestimate the amount of stress and challenge that we're facing as we work at home. Now, if someone wants to get more information on the different employment services that Joblinks offers, what is your suggestion?
For our email, they can contact us at joblinks@etsb.qc.ca.
Okay.
To reach us by phone, it's 819-566-2422, and they can dial 0 to speak directly to the secretary. And then finally, they can find us on Facebook, just under Joblinks, and contact us through that medium too.
Cool, good. And you know what? This is our first segment in this series, Jessica from Joblinks. So it's always a pleasure spending a bit of time with you. And we're actually going to continue this next time, aren't we?
We're going to talk about burnout, and of course, as you can imagine, there is a link between telecommuting and burnout, and the pandemic and burnout as well.
Well, we're going to find a way to make it fun, though, right?
Oh yes, yes.
Okay.
It's going to be a positive experience.
Well, Jessica Girard, you're a guidance counselor at Joblinks Employment Centre, and once again, I'd like to thank you for being with us today. And we're going to see you and all our viewers next time for another segment of Jessica from Joblinks.
Sounds good.
Take care.
You too.
Well, there you have it, our first segment of Jessica from Joblinks. If you'd like more information about this or any other employment-related subjects, well, please contact Jessica either by email or by giving her a phone call. And please notice that in the video description right here, we've included a list of the sources used to prepare today's segment. My name is Ed Humphrey, and thank you very much for spending a bit of your time with us today. And we'll be back really soon with a brand new episode of About Townshippers. Take care.